What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Black History with Tay Nicole, me, your host. The series where we uncover the true stories, the truth, and impact behind Black history that changed the world forever. Now, today, we got to talk about somebody whose influence is all over music today, but whose name still doesn't get enough recognition. Before Elvis Presley became the king of rock and roll, before rock music became a $1 billion industry, there was a loud, a powerful, a fearless black woman. Her name, Big Mama Thornton. And trust me, her story is deeper than music. This is the story of struggle, stolen recognition, raw talent, and survival in America as a black artist and a black woman. Let's talk about it. Big Mama Thornton was born Willie Mae Thornton on December 11th, 1926, in Alabama. She grew up in the deep South during segregation, a time when opportunities for black people, especially black women, were extremely limited. Her father was a preacher, and her mother sang in church, so music was already around her from the beginning. But life wasn't easy. Her mother died when she was very young, and Willie Mae had to leave school early to help support herself. Now, despite the hardship, she naturally gravitated towards music. And what made her stand out wasn't just her singing voice. Nah, it was everything. Everything about Big Mama stood out. She played the drums, she did the harmonica, she had stage presence, she had charisma, and she had a voice so powerful it could shake a room. People started calling her Big Mama Thornton because of her larger than life personality and her commanding energy. Big Mama started performing with traveling shows, eventually became part of the blues scene. And back then, blues music was the heartbeat of Black America. It talked about pain, struggle, love, survival. Real life was spoken through blues. By the late 1940s and possibly the early 1950s, she began building a name for herself in Houston and across the South. But then came the song that would change music history forever. Hound Dog. You know it? I bet you do. In 1952, songwriters Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller wrote Hound Dog specifically for Big Mama Thornton. And when she recorded it, it was raw, aggressive, confident, powerful. The song became a major R&B hit in 1953. But here's where the story gets frustrating. Big Mama Thornton reportedly only received a small payment from the song. The majority of the song's power came from her. So no major royalties, no massive wealth, no culture credit on the level that she deserved. Then a few years later, Elvis Presley recorded his version of Hound Dog. And because America at the time was more willing to promote white artists to mainstream audiences, Elvis became a global superstar off of a song that he did not create. Meanwhile, the black woman, I said women, the black woman whose version inspired the entire thing was pushed to the side. Now, this wasn't just about Elvis. This happened consistently in America. In American music history, black artists would create the sound, and white artists would often receive the mainstream recognition and financial reward behind a black artist's hard work. That's part of why Black Mama Thornton's story matters so much today. See, I think I called her Black Mama by accident. Big Mama Thornton's life matters. See, Big Mama Thornton didn't fit the industry's image of femininity at the time. She wore suits sometimes. She performed with toughness and swagger. She wasn't trying to make herself smaller to fit expectations. And honestly, that made her revolutionary. She inspired generations of artists who came later and who are still coming out today. You can hear traces of Big Mama in rock music, blues music, soul music, and even hip hop music today. Her attitude presents in today's time. Artists like Janis Joplin openly admired her, gave her flowers publicly. And other major songs connected to her legacy was Ball and Chain. Big Mama recorded it first, but Janis Joplin's version became more commercially famous. Again, another example of how black creators often built the foundation while others received larger visibility. Despite her influence, Big Mama Thornton struggled financially for majority of her life. That's the ugly side of entertainment. History nobody likes to discuss. A lot of black artists helped shape American culture while barely benefiting from the wealth portion of it. The wealth they created was often given to other white artists. She continued to perform through the 1960s and 1970s, especially during blues rivals, where audience finally started recognizing her greatness. But by then, years of hardship had already taken a toll. She dealt with health problems and poverty while still performing to survive. Big Mama Thornton passed away in 1984 at the age of 57 years young, that is. And sadly, when she died, many people still didn't fully understand how important she truly was and is. But today, people are finally starting to give Big Mama Thornton the respect she earned and deserved. Because without artists like her, there is no rock and roll as we know it. No powerful blues rock vocals as we know it. No rebellious stage energy as we know it. No blueprint for artists who refuse to fit society's expectations as we know it. Big Mama Thornton helped create the sound of modern music, and she did it while navigating racism, sexism, exploitation, and an industry that often took more than it gave. That is strength, that is resilience, and that is Black history. So the next time somebody talks about the history of rock and roll, make sure they mention women like Big Mama Thornton. Make sure that they say Big Mama Thornton's name in that conversation, because history feels different when you hear the full story. If you enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk Black History with me, your host, Miss Tay Nicole, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And drop in the comments for me, who's another Black history figure you think deserves more recognition? I have been your host, Miss Tay Nicole, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. But, as always, stay peaceful, stay blessed, and let's stay black, baby. Peace out.